I actually want to hear some of your insight on what you think about this. So I listened to all the media day today, and I got a chance to hear first from Coach Michael Malone and Calvin Booth, GM of the Denver Nuggets, and they were talking about season expectations. And Michael Malone very clearly, very poignantly said that he expects the Denver Nuggets to compete to be a top 5 defense this season. Now, Coach Karl, when you hear that, what does that do for you? What comes to mind there?
Well, they have a mixture of very good defenders, but also very average defenders. I think it's going to be a complicated formula. Uh, I think we all know statistically that you don't win an NBA championship unless you're a top 10 defensive team.
Right.
There's an exception or one or two to that. But for the most part, defense has got to be the foundation. And, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's going to be that's a high goal.
Right.
To go from middle of the pack, at times a bad defensive team, to now a top 5. Now, they've added some good defenders. Caldwell Pope is definitely a good defender. The Brown kid is a good defender. The Reed kid's a good defender. But they've also added some confusion. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who this team is. The last time I felt comfortable with this team was in the bubble. And that was kind of an upset mode team. They didn't play great basketball, but they won and upset, came back from 3-1 down. And it was an exciting time. But the bubble is not what we play in. The NBA is where we play. And since the bubble, this team has been some good, some bad. And I think the fans have been really loyal. But, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from the team other than they have a top 5 player in basketball in Jokic. And that guy makes everybody he plays with a little bit better. And that guy is a hell of a winner. And I think he's becoming a better leader. So, I've always felt the last couple of years we've asked Jokic to do too much. And now we're saying, well, Murray and Porter are going to save this team. I have trouble with that as a coach because we just want to get them healthy. I mean, we're skipping steps. And don't get me wrong, on media day, every team in the NBA thinks they're better than they are. And, some of them are going to be better than they are. Some of them aren't. But summer talk is really a bunch of wasted talk. I hope Murray and Porter come back. But, Porter's been given this freedom of that he's a great player. He's not a proven player yet. He's a proven talent. Murray, I think, is a hell of a basketball player and close to making an all-star team, but he's never made an all-star team. And so these are the guys we're going to take to a championship team. I think we're skipping some steps. But, as I said, media day is very positive. It's very idealistic. There's great energy. But I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know where this team is right now. I mean, I would probably say if they make it into the top 4 in the Western Conference, they'd have a really good year, and hopefully then they can grow up in the playoffs. Which the step that the Denver Nuggets is skipping is success in the playoffs.
So you're saying that you don't think they've proven that they can win in the playoffs yet outside of the bubble? Is that because of injuries, or you feel like the talent, they haven't done enough job accumulating the talent to be able to get those wins?
Probably a little bit of both. I don't think it's talent. It's more roster construction. Every year there's a mystery to why do we have 2 guys on the team last year named Green when they both were the same player? And then we don't have a backup center. And when we had the opportunity to get JaVale McGee, there's a lot of questions about roster construction.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I would, and that's where it goes to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the team probably has enough talent.